Hello. How are we doing? Halfway through the week. Okay. I am actually very excited about today's podcast. I thought it would be fun and interesting and maybe a little bit helpful for me to sit down and kind of blab on all of the healthy things that I have done over the last several years to try and just be healthier, a little less toxic, and yeah, just kind of overall help our well-being, I guess you could say. I kind of have a few like categories. And so I'll just kind of start at the top. This might be one, like if you are wanting recommendations, you might want to get like a notepad and a note, because I am just going to be kind of naming off and sharing some things that I have found like super helpful for us to just live healthier lives. And so, yeah, if you are looking for recommendations. Okay, we're going to start with the first one. And it's Thrive Market, okay? I have shared openly on Instagram. I've actually been blessed enough to partner with them, but Thrive Market is something where I'm not partnered with them currently, but I still am a customer of theirs. And so that just goes to tell you, like, I swear by them. It's always a blessing when I do get to partner with them and they give me, discount codes for you guys and things like that. But still, like, it is something that I recommend to my friend every single day. And it is something that I will always be a customer of because it has helped me so much as a mom and as the person of the household who fills the house with food. It has helped me tremendously. And I know that it helps me even more specifically because of where I live. You guys, I've shared, like, we kind of live in the middle of nowhere. Our closest Target, our closest, like, healthier grocery store is 90 miles away. We have a local grocery store, but it is your literal basics. And it's not like your healthy name brand things. It is just generic stuff. And then if we drive 30 miles, we have healthier options, but I would say Walmart is probably where you're going to find the healthier options. And so if you really want, like, we don't have like Aldi, for example, that's 90 miles away. There's like a Nature's Grocery or something like that, which is 90 miles away. Those big food stores that have lots of healthier options. Yeah, it's quite a drive for us. And so Thrive Market is such a blessing for me, and the fact that it's shipped to my doorstep. And I don't have to drive 90 plus miles to grocery shop healthier options. And also the other day, it just kind of like hit me like how grateful I am for it, because Creed came in the bedroom. He's like, "Mom, I'm hungry." I'm like, "Okay, go find yourself a snack." And I don't have to stress or worry about what he's going to grab, because I know that in our pantry, stuff in there is dye-free. It's not sugar loaded. It's kind of like a healthier option. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's Oreos in there, but they're the Thrive Market Oreos. So I know they're probably a little bit better ingredients wise. And so it's not that, we're restricted or anything. It's just better for you ingredients. For example, I shared on my Instagram stories yesterday, I think, we've been hooked on Thrive Market's Doritos. They don't have the red 40 in them. They are just kind of an overall better option as far as ingredients, but they taste delicious. And so just knowing that, like, we're just making small swaps. It's the same product. We have Oreos, we have Doritos, but it's through Thrive Market, and they just have they have more awareness as far as ingredients. And so when I tell you, like, I get our condiments from Thrive Market, our ketchup is from Thrive Market, our chicken dipping sauce is from Thrive Market. I only get like Annie's mac and cheese or the Googles. I think it's Googles. But honestly, my kids like Annie's mac and cheese more. Like, all of our mac and cheese is Annie's, which is through Thrive Market. My rice, my oats, I just get everything from Thrive Market. I The only time, like when I grocery shop, I go grocery shopping like once a week, every 10 days. And I'm just basically stocking up on fresh produce because you have to go to the store for that. But as far as like snacks and the condiments and, all that kind of stuff, like I'm not doing that in the store. I'm just ordering it through Thrive Market and I'm getting a box once a month, sometimes twice a month. And I'm like, our maple syrup is through Thrive Market. That's the only kind of syrup we use for our pancakes and our French toast and all that kind of stuff. Let's see what else. Like literally, when I say everything, our pizza sauce, our spaghetti sauce, our like my balsamic vinegars, my oils I cook with, my my uh yeah, I just feel like there's so much. All the snacks for the kids, the bars, the chips, like even their chips, they have little small canisters of chips. Great snack options for children are in there. They're gummies, like they like gummies, they like fruit snacks. That's all through Thrive Market because they don't have the dyes in them. So yeah, I truly cannot talk enough about Thrive Market clearly, and I truly believe in it 100%. It makes it so much easier for us. And yeah, I just do minimal grocery shopping because of it. And yeah, I would say Thrive Market was one of the first swaps I made when I started the whole living with awareness, living to want to make better choices. Thrive Market was one of the first things that I invested in and started using. And I truly think I've been a customer for probably 4 years with them. So we have been using it for a very long time and I love it. So cannot recommend it enough. Even like you guys, the other day I got like Skittles from Thrive Market. And again, like just a little bit better ingredients and small swaps. My chocolate chips are from Thrive Market because I can look at the ingredients and get the chocolate chips. Although you do have to be a little bit careful because I did notice they have, oh gosh, I'm going to draw a blank. There was like two, I want to say Lily's. Lily's was the one, I always thought it was like healthier. I hope I'm saying this right. Maybe it was the other brand. But anyway, I do always, before I purchase, I look at the ingredients, and one bag of chocolate chips was literally like cocoa powder, sugar, and milk or something like that. I don't know. It was like 3-4 ingredients. And I'm like, yes, that is a chocolate chip. 4 ingredients. That's all you need. And so I bought that bag. But then there was another option on Thrive Market, and I looked at the ingredients and there was like 25 ingredients. Don't need those ingredients. And so I just didn't, I chose the one with 3 ingredients. And those, like, so I get my chocolate chips from them, my baking soda, my baking baking powder, cocoa powder. Like you can get anything from them. So highly recommend Thrive Market. And that is one thing that we use all the time. Okay. Our toilet paper. Now call me crazy. And I shared this on Instagram many months ago, and people were in my DMs like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive for toilet paper. And I'm like, yeah, it is more expensive than what you're going to pay at the grocery store, or at Walmart or wherever you're getting your toilet paper. But that stuff is also bleach dyed and probably not the best for you. And this is just a personal choice. If you don't want to choose a better for you toilet paper, that's totally fine. Now that we have started I just have it on subscription through Amazon. It is, I don't know the brand, but if you go on Amazon and if you type in non-toxic toilet paper, I get the one, it's like wrapped in a green wrapping paper. Each roll has like a green wrapping paper on it. That's the one I get. I think it's like $20 a package, $22 a package, and you get, I want to say 16 rolls. Maybe you get more than that. Maybe it's 20 rolls. But yeah, I literally have it on subscription. We get our toilet paper to our doorstep through Amazon. It's a non-toxic, non-bleached toilet paper, and that's just the switch that I wanted to make for my family. You wouldn't even tell the difference, literally. I just know that it's not bleached and it's better, but like my husband wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two toilet papers. Another one is I'm actually technically, like, I guess you could say, is distributor the word? I have a link through these guys that I can share and earn a commission off of. I don't use it a lot, if I'm being honest. I probably should share it a little more. But I didn't sign up with the wellness store, or in other words, Melaleuca. They just call it the wellness store. I signed up with them just because I heard amazing things about it, and a lot of people in our area use it, and I just wanted to be a customer of theirs. So with that being said, I don't buy I minimal grocery shop. I don't buy toilet paper in a store. And now I don't buy any household items in the store. So our laundry detergent is through the wellness store. Our toilet cleaner is through all of my cleaners, our dish soap, our hand soap, the kids' soap, all cleaners, all detergents, all soaps are through the wellness store. And again, that's a monthly thing that I just place an order once a month. Some months I don't need more kids soap, but I do need more laundry detergent. Laundry detergent I usually have to order every single month. But yeah, I even my makeup foundation that I use is through the wellness store. I use their hair products. I use their hairspray every day. It's the blue bottle. I don't know the exact brand. They have a few different brands when it comes to beauty, but I use the blue bottle. I use their hair mousse, several of their hair products I use. What else? I'm trying to think what else I've used. They also have some supplements. I haven't really dived into those. If I'm being honest, I'm not interested really in that category on their website, but, yeah, highly recommend the wellness store. It is, I don't know. I've never price compared to what theirs is, but my friend is a big distributor through them, and she's the one that I kind of signed up through, but she shares it is cheaper, or if not the same as if you were to buy in store, because their stuff is more concentrated. And so their laundry detergent, you don't have to use as much as you would in the grocery store. So the bottle is lasting you longer. The bottle in general is more expensive, but you actually have more loads in the bottle. And so, yeah, it definitely is nice to just be able to hop on the website and shop and know that you are shopping a better for you, better ingredients. So yeah, the wellness store is another one, because I was thinking about the reason I'm doing this podcast is because I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I literally don't buy anything in the store anymore, which some will say, you're the reason that stores are closing. Yeah, probably. But when I live in the middle of nowhere and it's not convenient, and when stores near me don't have healthier options, and that is a priority in my life, it is what it is. Yeah, the closest store I have to me for that stuff is Walmart. And Walmart just doesn't carry these kind of things. And so the wellness store is something I highly recommend. Another ship to our doorstep situation. I place the order from my couch in my pajamas, and it's to me. So highly recommend Melaleuca, aka the wellness store. That's where I get a lot of things to try and live a lower toxicity. Is that the word? Oh my gosh. Toxicity. That doesn't sound right, but what would the word be? You guys know what I mean. Moving on. Okay, next one. Diapers. My kids. This is something I never thought about before becoming a mom, and then I became a mom, and suddenly it became a huge priority to me. And I started going down the rabbit hole of how toxic diapers are, and that will really scare you as a mom. And so that was one of the very first things that I'm like, this is on my child's body all day, every day, my little baby. We got to make sure this stuff is not toxic. So is it Coterie is the brand? I love Coterie. Capri uses them a lot. Creed used them a lot. I love that brand. Their diapers are super soft, and they're a better for you option. I also have used Thrive Market's diapers, and I love them. When Creed was little, we had just gotten a Costco membership, and someone raved about Costco's diapers and how they were, super affordable. And I just assumed Costco better for you, and I thought I'd heard at one point too that their diapers were kind of low toxic, But then I read an article that came out a few years ago about how they are not. They are not great for you. And so that's when I made the switch to ordering Thrive Market diapers. And so, yeah, now my kids either use Coterie or Thrive Market diapers. If I'm in a pinch, I will go to, like if I'm in Walmart and we're literally out of diapers and I have to grab a brand, I believe the brand is called Millie Moon or something like that. I think that's a better for you brand. I haven't completely looked into it, but like I said, if I had a choice, I would either be I get my diapers from Thrive Market or Coterie. And then the wipes, I love Honest wipes and Coterie's wipes. Coterie also has great wipes. So I either am using those kind of wipes. Honest is also on Thrive Market, which is nice. Or if I'm placing an order through Coterie for diapers, I'll also get wipes. So yeah, just an option if you're out there, moms, things like that. Thrive Market also has a whole section for babies. Ointments, creams, diapers, wipes, like all the things you need for a baby. They have stuff on there too. Okay, vitamins. My kids are on Haya. I've shared that before on Instagram. I've blessed enough to partner with them as well, but I also make my own purchases through them. Creed has been on them for a long time. I just started Capri on them because they are they're harder. Do you guys remember when we grew up on the Flintstone vitamins? I can literally taste them as I'm talking. The famous Flintstone vitamins. Haya reminds me of those just because they're kind of that texture. They're not a gummy. I don't love gummy vitamins just because it getting caught in the teeth, and I don't think it's great for your teeth. I don't know, just a personal preference. But my kids love Haya vitamins, and they're really fun because they come with like a fun little design and stickers, and they get to decorate their bottle, and then you just have to purchase the refills of the vitamins. So we recommend Haya vitamins. Another swap I've done is like my medicine for my kids, like Tylenol and cough syrups, just getting a dye-free Tylenol. I get it off Amazon. It's just, it's insane. Like the Tylenol you're probably using is bright red. That's going to have red 40 in it. We don't want that. We don't need that. We don't like that. So you just have to find a Tylenol that is dye-free. And it blows my mind too, because you go to the doctor's office or the hospital and they're going to give you the one filled with dyes. Like, why can't medicine be dye-free? So maybe check your Tylenol. Highly recommend a dye-free Tylenol. Same with cough syrup. I obviously, like my kids get colds. I don't love to do medicine, but if I do, we use the Zarbee's. It's just kind of like a honey-based cough syrup. I think Zarbee's is the brand too that we use. We have like these suckers, and they're like a throat soothing sucker, and it's in a yellow bag, and I hope that it's Zarbee's because I think it is, but if not, there's another brand out there that we use. Is it Zarbee's? Something's telling me it's not Zarbee's. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to bother me. I should have looked. I've talked about them on Instagram before because I had a terrible cold in January, and we had this brand. We use Zarbee's, like cough syrup. I know that, but there's this brand. Is it Bee something? Beekeepers. That's what it is. Is it Beekeepers? I think it is. That's another brand, I believe, where they have like nose spray, nostril spray, throat spray, suckers, things like that. That is kind of like a honey based. So, okay, that's our one category. And then next, I'm going to go to just like wellness swaps that I've made. The first one being like glass drinkware, okay? Getting rid of plastic drinkware and sticking to glass drinkware. So my kids only got glass bottles. I didn't want plastic bottles simply because, I was heating up. They were getting warm milk, and I didn't feel good about warm being in plastic and then them drinking that. So glass drinkware, whether it be bottles, sippy cups, the glasses we drink from, my coffee cups, everything, my straws, I've kind of just swapped everything to glass. And then like my storage containers, like when we store food in the fridge, glass. It is more expensive. I get that, you guys, but also glass is going to last an eternity longer than plastic is going to. And again, you just invest in a healthier lifestyle. So just small swaps. And this is not something where, I overhauled my whole life in 3 days and spent thousands of dollars doing this. I am literally sitting down right now and telling you things that I've swapped over the course of 4 years. Like, this was not a one-day investment of completely changing our life from, to better living. Again, this is just stuff that I've slowly, like 1 week I do this. Then the next time I had to buy storage containers, I bought glass. When I bought new cups, I just made sure I bought glass. Again, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed when I'm sharing all of this. Like, oh my gosh, I want to do everything. You don't have to. Just find what you want to do. Where's your priority at? The next time you need toilet paper, instead of going to this, like, don't throw the toilet paper that you bought out. Just when you have to buy toilet paper next time, go to Amazon and get the non-toxic instead of going to Walmart and getting Charmin. Okay. The next time you need to buy cleaner for your house or laundry detergent, maybe look into the wellness store versus going to Walmart and buying, Tide. That's the word I was looking for. So again, next time you have to buy your kids vitamins, don't throw away the ones they have. Just the next time you have to buy it, choose a better option. Okay. That's my biggest piece of advice. Don't be throwing and wasting money away. Unless it is something where you're like, for instance, the Tylenol, you're like, now that I'm aware of this, I do not feel comfortable giving, like, I've done it. Trust me, full bottle of Tylenol in the garbage because it had red 40 in it. I've bought things where I thought it was healthier. I turned it around, looked at the ingredients. It wasn't in the trash, wasn't even used. Like, I've been there. But also there are things where I'm like, okay. For instance, diapers. There was one time where we were on vacation and we had to buy a tiny pack of like, Huggies. Okay. For example, bought them and then got home, used them up and then just went back to my non-toxic. So again, it's not something where you have to completely throw out everything. It's just, be aware, and the next time you purchase, just make the better option or choose the better option or whatever. So again, glass storage containers, I've just gone to all glass, tried to go to all glass. This is a new one for me. I invested in EMF blockers. So right now on my phone, which is recording me, I have an EMF sticker on my phone. And then I forgot to put it on this morning, but I will go do that right after this. I got a necklace that I wear. It's not cute. It is the ugliest dang thing ever. It's like a wood chip on my neck, but whatever. It is a blocker that also kicks off EMF radiation to my body that I am being exposed to when I'm on my phone doing work, on my laptop doing work, things like that. I don't know. Literally just got it less than a week ago. So I don't know if it's doing anything. I don't know if I feel a difference, but I'm like, you know what? What's it hurt? I do know that we are exposed. Especially being on my phone as much as I am with doing, all social media stuff, photography stuff, I'm exposed to a lot of EMF through my phone and computers. And so I thought it would be a smart move to try and put EMF blockers on my devices and on myself, and hopefully it is helping. My red light, that is another one that I have a wellness tool that I have invested in that I think is worth the money. Again, this is something where you might have to save up for it. You might have to, wait for a sale because it is expensive, but it was something that I purchased when Capri was in the hospital because I had heard the benefits of it with healing and preventing scar tissue. And that is something that we have to do with her body. And she also had a huge incision across her belly. And I wanted to get that as non-visible as possible. And so we really use the red light therapy for that. But then I also use it just for your benefits of red light. My skin, if something hurts on our body, if Tyson has a sore neck or a sore back. It has the NIR therapy on it, which is going to get into the tissues. Red light is surface, NIR is deep tissue. And so I love that it has both of those. That is something that a lot of red lights don't have. Like if you get one from Amazon, it's not going to have the NIR on it. So I highly recommend the Loom Box. I do have a link for those, and I believe it does have a discount link to it. So you will save some money with that. But they do also have sales. If I catch them, I like to share them. I think they just ended one, but they do have them frequently. So yeah, red light therapy is something I highly recommend as a wellness tool, something we've incorporated into our home, into our, selves, and we use it quite a bit. Ear doctors. That was another one. I cannot recommend this enough for you guys. This is another one where I'm like, find a way to save some money to get some ear doctors. We have 2 of them. We have the biggest one, and that is in our living room, and that covers our whole living room and our whole kitchen area. And then we have the next step down in our bedroom. And then I do want to now get one when they have a sale again. I'm going to get the smaller one to put in the kids' room. But I have you guys, if you followed me, you guys know that Tyson used to get the flu 4 to 5 times a year. And that's not exaggerating. Puking flu, ferociously sick 4 to 5 times a year. And the last 2 years, has only had the puking flu twice. Now, is it coincidence? Possibly. Is it the ear doctors? Could be. But I know, and when I see what it filters through our air, when I change the filters and things like that, I just would never, it's something that now I have it in my home will never go without them. And again, it is something that I recommend to so many people. I love the Air Doctors. I love that brand. And again, they do have sales quite a bit. So just keep an eye out on that. Again, I keep an eye out for it, and I like to share the sales if they have them, but cannot recommend an air purifier enough. I also firmly believe that the schools should get grants to put air purifiers in the school. I know some schools have them. Kudos to those schools. But even if how schools get donations and things like that from people in the community, or fundraisers, I think it'd be a great fundraiser idea for a group of people if they want to do a fundraiser for a good cause. Do a fundraiser for getting air purifiers for the whole school. I just think that it would help sicknesses so much. I think with so much traffic through the schools, it's just a non-negotiable. And yeah, I think they should be required, but it is what it is. Love our air doctors and won't go without them. Okay, this is a new one that we have yet to use. I just ordered it, but we are going to start doing it. I told Tyson about it last night, and he said, "Good Lord, woman, you've lost your mind." And that's okay. He can think that. But some of y'all are going to be like, "You really, really have gone down the deep dive." I have, okay? But it makes sense. I have bought an outlet shutoff. It's it's literally a device that you buy, and you plug it into your outlet, and then you plug the device into that, and it has a timer on it. So it can shut things off automatically that are plugged in. And I have read that there are a lot of women out there who live, lives that are trying to be better for you, I guess you could say. Crunchy moms, maybe that would be the word. I don't know. But they talk about how they plug their Wi-Fi routers into these shutoffs, and they shut off their Wi-Fi in their house from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. It's not a huge amount of time, but you're sleeping in that time anyway, so you're not going to be using your Wi-Fi. And the radiation of your Wi-Fi in your house can disrupt your sleep. And so they say it's an easy thing to do, whether it's helping you or not. Obviously shutting the Wi-Fi in your house is probably going to benefit you. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that probably today. I'm going to plug our Wi-Fi into this timer, have it shut off at 10 to 11 p.m. and then just have it kick back on at 5:30 a.m. And yeah, we won't even know that it's off, honestly. But the radiation, or like not radiation, but the waves of Wi-Fi won't be going through your house as you're sleeping. So we'll see. Oh, I shared this. So we got rid of our microwave, took a crap. And I had also been reading that people, if you research it, it'll say that microwaves don't give off like this is really hurting my ears today. That it doesn't, I'm having a brain fart with what I'm trying to say, but it'll say that microwaves aren't bad for you. Radiation is not the word I'm looking for. Why am I drawing a blank? Anyway, but it does. People have gotten testers. My friend actually has a tester that tests. What is the word I'm looking for? It like tests the. You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? It tests that. And you can do outlets, you can do your Wi-Fi router, you can test your microwave, you can test like anything. And she tested her microwave and it actually like showed red. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe we have a microwave down here in our basement in our bar area because we were like, if Creed's older and he wants to make popcorn with his friends down here, like it'd be nice to have a microwave. So we do have a microwave in our basement, but up in our kitchen, we got rid of our microwave. And instead of buying a new one and replacing it, I bought a toaster oven. And so it can warm, it can bake, it can air fry, it can toast, it can kind of do everything. And so that was kind of our swap that I wanted to make. And I will say this, I'm glad we have our microwave down here in our basement to use in a pinch. Like Capri does still kind of like her milk warmed up. And sometimes I don't feel like getting out a pan, warming up her milk to pour it in a bottle and give it to her. So we just kind of pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds. But I will say this, I have not heated up my food in the microwave, like leftovers, since we've gotten rid of our microwave. It forces me to quick throw it in a pan and warm it up via stove. And you guys, it tastes better. It is quick. It's easy. And yeah, it has helped me stay away from the microwave. But I can't say that I haven't used the microwave since we've gotten rid of it, just because we do have the one in our basement and I have used it a few times for just random like things. But the toaster oven also does great. When I make my homemade bread, which I'm going to get to, I have to have melted butter and it's only 2 tablespoons. And instead of melting 2 tablespoons, it has to be melted. And instead of melting 2 tablespoons of butter on the stove, dirtying a dish, I will just put it in a small little glass jar and I'll pop it in my toaster oven and turn it on for like 5 minutes and it's melted. So the toaster oven does things like that. Like it can melt my butter and it can, it's nice because you're not using another cooking pan. You can just throw it in the toaster oven. So yeah, it's a swap we made. I don't know. Some people think they like Tyson. I don't know if Tyson uses the microwave in the basement because he doesn't have a problem with heating up leftovers and things like that in the microwave, which is totally fine. His choice. I would rather do it on the stove for multiple reasons. But yeah, so that is one thing. We've limited our microwave time. I especially. This one. I haven't talked about this. 2 months ago, I hired someone to come in. I actually this whole thing came about when we went and visited Tyson's sister and brother-in-law, and they had put one of these in their house. And I was like, I want that. So they gave us the contact info for the business that did it. But we recently, 2 months ago, had someone come in and they installed a an RO, is it RO? RO watering system, filtering system into our house. And so it is now, instead of getting water, like we have a small drinking spigot next to our faucet in the sink in our kitchen. And that little spigot is the drinking water, and that is purified, filtered water. And so, you guys, it tastes so much better. I've drank so much more plain water since we've gotten our filtering system. It's like, wow, you can definitely taste the difference. And then it's also connected to our refrigerator. So if you get water through the refrigerator, that is also filtered, and our ice cubes are filtered and things like that. Again, love it. Highly recommend it. You can just get filtering systems that you like you buy them on Amazon and you put them in the fridge and they do it. You know what I mean? Like it's like a container and it is a air filter, but we got the big guns in and I didn't want to have to worry about like filling a container with faucet water, putting it in the fridge, letting it filter. We do use one of those in our camper and it works. I will say that. But I don't know. I just thought, let's install this. And honestly, it was like $600 for them to put this system in our house. So to us, it was definitely worth it. And like I said, you can definitely taste the difference. So we got, I want to say it's RO. There's reverse osmosis. That's what it is. Haha, a light bulb just came on. It is RO. It is a reverse osmosis watering system. That is what we have put into our house. Okay, that's kind of the end of the category of, or the end of that category. And now I'm going to finish with just simple little food swaps that we've made, or that I've made, I should say. Okay, so I just recently got a juicer. So now I will be making all of our juice with fresh fruit. So instead of buying apple juice or orange juice and things like that, I will just simply make it. So I got a juicer, so we will be having homemade juice. I now no longer buy peanut butter from the store. I make my own peanut butter. Literally, all you have to do, you guys, to make homemade peanut butter, and it is delicious, and it takes 3 minutes to make it. That's why I don't buy it from the store, when I can do it by myself, and it's just as cheap, just as easy. All you do is you buy a jar of salted roasted peanuts and you dump them in a blender and you turn your blender on high for about 3 to 5 minutes until you have peanut butter. That's all you have to do. You don't have to add salt if you buy salted peanut butters, salted peanuts. If you do, or if you want like a sweeter peanut butter, add a little honey or get honey roasted peanuts. You get what I mean. But you can make cashew butter by dumping cashews. You can make almond butter by dumping almonds in your blender. That's all you need. You don't need to add oil. It creates oil as it's blending, and it will be smoother than you can ever imagine. People always say, how do you get that runny peanut butter? Jif is like thick. And I'm like, yep. Homemade peanut butter is like that really smooth, runny peanut butter. Butter. I recently started making my own butter, and now I don't want to buy it from the store again. Okay, let's first talk about the next one. I talked about on Instagram. I finally bit the bullet, and there is a dairy farm near us, and you can get on a subscription, and every 2 weeks they will deliver milk, cream, whatever you want to you. And so every 2 weeks we will be getting fresh cow's milk to drink. So we get 3 gallons every 2 weeks. And then I get a little thing of cream, fresh cream from them. So we get fresh dairy milk, and then the cream is from the dairy farm. But with that cream, I make my own butter. And all you have to do to make homemade butter is you're going to put cream in your blender, or not a blender, your mixer. So I have a KitchenAid. You're literally going to put cream in there. That's it. That's all you need, cream. And you're going to turn it on high, and it's going to blend and whip. And after so long, you're going to have Cool Whip. You're going to have fluffy Cool Whip, okay? It's not going to taste like Cool Whip because you didn't put any sugar in it. But it's going to look like Cool Whip. You're going to let it be. You're going to keep letting it go. And then all of a sudden, it's going to start to separate. You're going to see a liquid, and then you're going to see a firmer texture. And that firmer texture is your butter. And you're going to let it go. You're going to let it go. You're going to let it go until you have butter. Under your butter, you're going to have a bunch of like milk, okay? So you've pulled the cream out, in a way. And it's firm and it's literally going to look like butter, and that's your butter. But then you're also going to have milk on the bottom. That is buttermilk. Save that to make pancakes, to make ranch, homemade ranch. You can do whatever you want with that buttermilk. Don't throw it away. Do something good with it. But you're going to take your thing of butter and you're going to dunk it in an ice bath, and it's going to firm up. And then what I like to do is I like to take some salt, because I like my butter salty, and I take some salt and I mush it into my butter so we have salted butter. And that's all it is, you guys. Homemade butter is just cream that is whipped for like 10 minutes in the KitchenAid. Super easy, okay? Same with our ice cream. We make homemade ice cream now. We do not buy it from the store. Okay, I shouldn't say we don't buy it from the store, because we do have a gas station in our hometown, in our town, that has the best freaking ice cream ever. And you can get little pints of it if you really like a flavor. They have 4 flavors and they kind of change it out every month. But like a few weeks ago, they had lemon bar cheesecake ice cream. Oh my God, it was the best thing I've ever tasted in my whole life. You bet your golly butt I bought a pint of that. And so I can't say we only eat homemade ice cream, because that is not homemade ice cream, but it is delicious. But for like, special occasions, birthdays, things like that, we made homemade ice cream. And all we do is I bought the attachment for my KitchenAid that makes ice cream. And it is just cream and sugar and vanilla. And you whip that up until you have ice cream. Well, if you whip that up, you have Cool Whip. So I also don't I don't buy Cool Whip from the store either. There's so much things you can make from just cream, you guys. It's insane. Your butter, your Cool Whip, your ice cream. And so I just make homemade ice cream in the ice cream attachment. It's like a frozen thing, and it just whips, it like slushes around your sugary cream, and it's frozen. And so when it's slushing around, it eventually firms up into ice cream. And homemade ice cream is so much better than store-bought anyway. Bread. Bread is one of the first things that really got me into the the rabbit hole of looking at healthier options. When I was looking at ingredients in bread, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this. Like, it's just terrible. They have so much preservatives in it because like fresh bread goes bad in 5 days. And so in order for bread to sit on a shelf, they have to add so much preservatives to it. I get it, okay? I get it. But I want to be able to make my bread homemade from 4 ingredients. We can eat it in 5 to 6 days, and I can make a new batch. So I no longer buy sandwich bread. I don't buy bread from the store, okay? Now, if there's a special occasion where I'm throwing a birthday party or something like that and we need sandwich buns, I'm going to go to the local bakery and just have them give me 50 buns, okay? But I'm just saying, on a daily, regular living life, it's been a long time since I've gone in the store and bought a loaf of bread, because I can whip it up in 4 hours at home with 6 ingredients. So the other day we were going to have brats. I made homemade homemade hot dog buns in 2 hours. So it's like literally all you have to have on hand is dry active yeast, instant yeast, and water, butter, honey, flour, salt. That's what you need. So bread is one that I homemade. Jelly, I took you guys along that journey on Instagram. I made jelly for the first time, and it's great. I love having my own homemade jelly. The other day, what was I making? I made breakfast, and I had eggs, which came from our chickens, on my plate. And then I had a piece of my homemade bread, and on my homemade bread, I put my homemade butter and my homemade peanut butter and my homemade jelly. And Tyson laughed. He goes, man, the only thing your mom needs now, or no, on one of my pieces, I had 2 pieces of bread. I had my homemade butter, and then I drizzled honey on top. And then I had, on the other one, I had my homemade peanut butter and my homemade jam. And Tyson goes, man, the only thing we need now for your mom to be happy is to have her own bees so she doesn't have to buy that honey. And I just laughed because I'm like, it's so true. Everything on my plate was literally from I made it or from our farm, except for the bees. And I've begged him to get bees for our own honey, but Hasn't happened yet. But anyway, it's just really cool when you can like literally see that, you know? So jelly is one that I make. Gravy. Gravy is another one where if we have mashed potatoes and gravy, or if we have hamburger steaks, anytime that we need gravy, I am not going to go to the store and buy it in a jar because it's so easy to make at home. All you need is butter, flour, and beef broth or chicken broth, and then some sort of seasoning. That's all you need to make homemade gravy. You're going to melt the butter on the stove. It's like 2 to 4 tablespoons. You're going to melt it in a saucepan. You're going to sprinkle flour on the melted butter and mix it up until you have is it a roux? A roux? R-O-U-X, I think is the word. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to make a paste. And that paste is what's going to thicken your broth that you then put in the pan. And you're going to let it simmer and bubble. And it's going to get thick. And then you're going to have gravy. You can add seasoning to make it taste good. I add like Worcestershire sauce, and you can add a little bit of like ketchup and mustard, or you can just add celery, salt, onion powder, garlic, salt, pepper, anything like that. But yeah, gravy is so easy to make at home. And it's one thing I really don't want to buy at the store. So I just make sure I have some kind of broth in the pantry. And yeah, we always have butter and flour. So speaking of flour, that's another one I stopped buying at the store. And I now order through, oh my gosh, what is the name? Something Milling Company. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw a blank. It starts with a W. It's right there. Anyway, it is a company. It is a small woman-owned small business. She mills her own flour, and you can buy her pancake mix. I buy her pancakes mix, her bread flour, her all-purpose flour, and her wheat flour. And it's not dyed, it's not bleached. It is literally milled fresh in her warehouse, and then she bags it and sends it to you. And so now I just order flour through her. I get the bags are pretty big. I get a bag like this big, and I ordered that probably 2 months ago. And I'm still using that bag. So from now on, when I need flour, which is only going to be probably 3-4 times a year, just because I get the big bags, I will just place an order through her. So yeah. Okay, we're almost done. Sorry, I'm blabbing a lot, but I'm just very passionate about this stuff. Brownies. Everyone's like, oh, it's just easier to buy a box of brownies. It is. It's very easy. But you want to know what's also very easy is making homemade brownies. Did you know that homemade brownies is flour, sugar, I think butter, and cocoa powder? And I think that's it. I literally think that's it. It's so easy, you guys. And they taste so much better. And so brownies is another one where if I got to make something quick, or if we want a dessert, I just whip up a batch of brownies, because I usually have cocoa powder. I usually have flour. I know I always have flour and sugar and butter. And so I'm like, this is so easy. It literally takes you 5 minutes to mix up a homemade batch of brownie batter and throw it in the oven. So next time you want to have brownies, just make them homemade. Dressings. So if I have a salad, I very seldom buy my dressing from the store. I like to make my own ranch, like a buttermilk ranch with cream and dill, and there's like some other seasonings in there. But I will say we do usually have some like Hidden Valley Ranch in our fridge, because I don't know, it's there. But I prefer buttermilk homemade ranch over anything. But as far as like, I love a good honey mustard dressing, and that's so easy to make. I just make it my own, because I have mustard, I have honey, and I have oil, and that's all you really need for a homemade honey mustard dressing. I like doing like a peanut butter like a peanut butter Thai dressing, and that's just peanut butter, honey, a little bit of soy sauce, oil, a little bit of hot sauce or like sriracha, and what else am I missing? There's something else in there, like a sesame oil. So yeah, I just make my dressings from scratch, because I usually have everything I need in my house to make them. Granola is another one that you're going to be so shocked at how easy it is to make. It's literally just oats and butter, honey or like maple syrup and cinnamon, vanilla. There's so much, it's so easy. You probably have everything in your house to make homemade granola, and it makes a big batch. You can do a big batch. It lasts forever, and it's so good. So granola is another one I highly recommend, just making it home versus, going to the store. Again, have I bought granola from the store? Yes. In fact, I think my last Thrive Market order, I had granola on there. And then when I was using it, I'm like, Hailey, why didn't I just make a homemade batch at home? So again, granola is one I do sometimes buy, but I would prefer to make it at home. Barbecue sauce is the next one I want to tackle. I know that that's just like a tomato sauce and brown sugar and some seasonings. So barbecue sauce is one that I don't currently make at home, but I really want to start. Like the next time I run out of barbecue sauce, I'm just going to make it versus going to buy a bottle. And then lastly, so I don't make these at home, obviously, but just things that I've been aware of ingredients wise. We buy a lot of cottage cheese and yogurt, and I am very stuck on my brands because I know that these brands don't have a bunch of extra unneeded ingredients. Cottage cheese, for example, Daisy brand is one that for cottage cheese, I am very stuck on like Daisy, because if you look at the ingredients, it's literally just cultured milk. And so, or I think cultured milk, and there's like 2 ingredients in cottage cheese. If you get the Walmart brand, you're going to turn it around and you're going to see a bunch of ingredients. So I'm very stuck on like Daisy cottage cheese. I've heard, what is it? Good something. I don't have that brand near me, but Good Culture, I think maybe is the brand that a lot of people talk about. Again, don't have that near me, so I don't know, but just look at your ingredients on like your cottage cheese and your yogurt. I am a lover for Chobani Greek yogurt because again, it's just cream, milk, whatever it is. There's 2-3 ingredients instead of Yoplait that has a million ingredients and a million sugars in it. So yeah, cottage cheese and yogurt is things that I'm really adamant on, like brands, and I look at the ingredients a lot, and I'm very picky about that. So anyway, that's a wrap. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing, but I'm very passionate about a lot of this stuff. Again, I'm not perfect by any means. There's stuff that I do that isn't the best for me. There's stuff I eat that isn't the best for me. This is just stuff that I've worked on over the last 5 years, making swaps, trying to be more aware of, and just trying to, kind of share that. And I'm sure there's stuff in the future that I will swap out that I'm currently doing that isn't the best for me, or, I'm always learning, and I'm not perfect by any means, but hopefully that this can inspire you, or maybe just have you double check, or, think twice before you purchase something. If you're like, oh, maybe I could be choosing like, something that's not quite as harmful, toxic, whatever that may be. It sucks that we kind of have to do this. You know what I mean? I wish that there was just one option and it was the great option for you. But, yeah, I think that's it. I feel like I've talked for like 3 hours. This podcast episode's probably going to be long, but again, hopefully it's helpful. And thank you so much for listening, and we will chat soon.